Well, this is Dabu7, and shout outs to the Free Range Report. Some updated information here to this Gold King mine and the whole blowout that took place, and that was the responsibility of the EPA, believe that or not. Now, the good news is these high concentrations of toxic metals from this blowout are no longer detectable in the Animas and San Juan rivers. That's good. And they've worked hard to make sure that this was going to get cleaned up in these areas specifically. And they had help from Mother Nature as well, because what they're saying has happened here is they're trying to put all the attention on the good information here, that these two spots are clean. But here's the bad news, is that over 1 million pounds of toxic metals from those two rivers is now sitting in Lake Powell, which is a vacation spot for millions of people and a water source for drinking and for agriculture. They're saying that from storms and from the snow melt-off, and also the EPA releasing some 3 million gallons of water, that in this process, some 540 tons of toxic metals, including arsenic and lead, are in Lake Powell. So as they want to say, okay, these two rivers are clean, Lake Powell has been devastated. And what they're saying is the snow melt-off and the water runoff, and every time a storm comes through, it pushes these metals to its furthest point downstream. And just like gold or anything else would settle in the cracks and in the deepest spots. That's where this is going to go. Kind of similar. The heavier the metal, obviously, it's going to sink faster, and the lighter, it will be pushed further by the current or by storm surge or anything like that. But the EPA is claiming they've spent $29 million to date testing the water quality, treating all these different sites, but still, this Lake Powell is a massive disaster at this point. Now, the agency recently rejected a $20.4 million reimbursement from the state and government officials, but on the other side of the coin, you have the Navajo Nation. Now, this is where it has similarities to what you've seen going down at Standing Rock, and a shout-outs to all the frontline real troopers up there holding it down. Shout-outs to Reb Z. It's been encamped up there now for weeks and weeks, just to make sure things are legitimate there. Eyes and ears on the ground. And, you know, as they thought they had a peaceful situation there, it's always in those moments where you think there's a peaceful resolution that they're actually reshuffling to try to do something else. But the Navajo Nation is suing the EPA for $160 million in damages caused by this spill. You're not hearing nothing about this, throughout the mainstream media. Initially, they had asked for $1.4 million before they knew how massive this disaster was. And EPA was only going to give them $300,000. Now that they've seen that it's all pushed downstream and that it's all concentrated in Lake Powell specifically and the other contributaries around it, now it changes things. And this is the situation that people get into, especially some of these tribes that have been squeezed down to small amounts of land. And when you only have a few waterways to claim and to drink from and water sources running through your land, you have got to protect it. If not, this is what can happen. So that's an update. More information here at this link. I will leave it below in the description box. Make sure to tune in to Underground World News Live this Friday, Dabu77, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Until next time, this has been Dabu7 with some Underground World News.